give myself away. I give myself away so you can use me. I give myself away.
The Most High, Shabbat Shalom. Everyone, Shalom, Shalom. I want to welcome everyone to the West African Hebrew Israelites, the hidden identity. Thank you so much for joining today's teachings. I know your life will never be the same. I bless the name of the Most High, Yah Elohim. I honor you, Father. I praise your holy name. My Lord Yahweh, I praise your holy name. I adore you. For you alone deserve the glory, adoration, magnification. For you alone deserve the praise. Supreme being, you are worthy to be praised. Father, thank you. I bless your holy name. I take this opportunity and say thank you to our new subscribers. Everyone that took time to subscribe to our channel, I say thank you, thank you, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. May Yah bless you. May Yahweh enlarge your cause. May the face of the Most High shine upon you. And we will not forget our old subscriber to everyone that subscribed to our channel from day one that we started these teachings. We started this presentation. You guys are with us, subscribing, commenting, and was sharing the links and all that. We really, really appreciate everyone that took time to support the ministry by sharing the channel or subscribing. We really, really appreciate each and every one. Before we read one of the covenants, maybe today is the first time that you came across these teachings or this presentation. You are wondering what the teaching is about. It's about the Hebrew Israelites. Yahweh is calling his people. Yahweh is sounding the alarm, a trumpet, knocking the door of our hearts, calling us, being the West Africans. I'm not saying only the West Africans are the Hebrews. So each time that we have opportunity receiving a message, then we have to come and share. So I think that will be short message or short description about the channel or about this teaching, particular teachings. Today I'll go straight to the point. But before then, let's read one of the covenants. We are the covenant keeping people. The Most High Yah Elohim have a covenant with us. So each time that we have opportunity teaching, we need to read one of the covenant to remind ourselves of the favor of the love that we have found from the sight of the Most High Yahweh. Today our covenant will read from the book of Psalm 91, 4-5. The covenant of covenant of Yahweh. And I read, He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thee trust. His truth shall be their shield and buckler. They shall not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flew by day. So that is the promise Yah have for us. We will not be afraid of the terror that flew by night or the terror that may come on our way, because he's there to cover us, he's there to protect us, he's there to shield us, to prevent the enemy, or to prevent harm to come upon us. So he's our shield, he's our rock, he's our, like our umbrella. Under his wings we will find refuge. Under his wing we will find refuge. Like a bird cover his chicks with her feathers. A mother hen cover her chicks with her feathers. So under the wings of the Most High, under the wings of Yah, will find refuge. He will cover us with his feathers. So these are one of the covenants that we have to read, because Yah have a covenant with us. Most High have a covenant with us. Today our teachings will be a little bit different, but trust me, we'll base each and every teachings, every point based on the Torah or the Tanakh, being the Bible. So our teachings today, we are doing Moses and Yeshua, being Jesus, Moses and the leadership and prophet, or like calling of the Most High on their life. Most High call or point Moshe to lead our forefathers and our foremothers from the land of Egypt. So do Yeshua, Yahweh call Yeshua, send Yeshua to come and save. And we can see similarity from these two leaders, or to these two prophets. And as they lead, there's something unique that came in their ministry, and this will help us to come to conclusion, or to have a point that one, accepting Yeshua HaMashiach as their Lord and personal Savior, which is Jesus Christ as their Lord and personal Savior, is no wrong thing, because you are a Hebrew. Even Gentiles are accepting Him. How much more you? Yeshua is a Hebrew. He was a Hebrew and He is a Hebrew. He died, He resurrected. Still, His race, or Him being a Hebrew, Him being a person from Judah, does not change. So we will see this similarity and move on. We have a map on the screen right now, and this particular map is showing we have two circles. We have yellow around Egypt, and we have orange around Israel. So Yeshua was born in Israel, and Moses was born in Egypt. But again, mind you, I'm not here to teach or to preach about celebrating Christmas. No, not at all. Because now I know first I tend to believe that Yeshua was born on 25th, as they like brainwash us all these years. But now I know the truth. Yeshua was not born on December 25th. If it's latest by if it's anything, it will be like from March up to like April, because of the story of the shepherds. So trust me, I'm not here to preach about Christmas. But today's teachings is unique. It's something that we need to hear. It's unique. So let's move on. As we have the map on the screen right now, like I said, so you can see Egypt and Israel. So Israel, you can see orange around it, and Egypt, we have the yellow around it. Let's do the next one. We have two women holding two babies. Each woman is holding a child. So two mothers having their children or their child in their arms. So one will be Yeshua and one will be Moshe. I'm not saying this exact picture of Yeshua, because I was not there when he was born. Like to the Moshe too. I was not there when Moses or Moshe was born. But I'm saying, because them being the mothers being black women with their children, so that is the reason why we did find this picture showing two women having their sons in their arms. So one will be Moshe mom, then one will be Yeshua mom. And this particular these two men or two babies became men, grown men, as our Father sent them to lead the children of Israel. So, importance of the ministry of Moshe or Moses is very, very important for our forefathers. Cherish his ministry so much, because for Moses to lead them from the land of Egypt with the help of the Father to the promised land, being the land of Israel, land that flow with milk and honey, it was not easy at all. It was not easy, because they walked through the wilderness. And if you know something about wilderness, you can tell wilderness is hot daytime, and the nighttime is very, very cold. It was not easy at all. But with the help of the Father, the Father fed our forefathers and our foremothers, and none, even their shoe was no, their clothes was not tear, their shoe was not too like small or tight on them. Performed a lot of miracle in the life of our forefathers and our foremothers. So why do I bring the story of Moshe and Yeshua to have the comparison? Just hold on. When you read the book of Exodus chapter 1, verse 22. As Moshe was born, there was a wicked king try to what, kill or destroy the life of Moshe because of the promise that is upon the man or the child or the baby Moses. Likewise to Yeshua. When you read the book of Matthew or Matthew chapter 2 verse 16 up to 18, there was a wicked king too. He did the same thing, tried to destroy the child, the baby Yeshua, baby Jesus. Why? Because of the promise for the man or for the baby to come and fulfill, or that promise that Yah, or this message Yah have given unto this particular child to come and deliver. Why? To come and save his people. Both babies, or both born being infants, and the king, they have special kings that want to destroy them, because what they came to what, deliver a message, or they came to lead the children of Israel. They came to lead the children of Israel. So we can, if you analyze this and realize that from the get-go, the eyes of the Father is upon us so much, and He cares for us so much. And the devil, every step of the way, the enemy want to destroy us. And the enemy doesn't want us to come back to the Father. The enemy doesn't want us to receive the blessing of the Father. So always to prevent the salvation. Because if, like, the plans of the enemy is like, our forefathers and our foremothers have to stay in Egypt forever, not to what, be saved, or not to be delivered and what, send them back to the promised land. And to our dispensation, or to this time, the enemy doesn't want us to know who we are. Forever we are doomed. Forever you don't know. It's very, very pathetic that you don't know your left and right. You don't know who you are. Even if people, literally mean, if people have a memory loss, it's very, very sad. You can tell they'll try hard because they want to know who they are. So this is what the enemy was planning from day one. So we have to bear this, keep this in mind, and it will help us. So let's continue. We have the next picture on the screen right now, and this one you can see the child Moses, as Moses was born, and the because the Pharaoh want to destroy Moses. Yeshua one was Herod the Great, and Pharaoh want to destroy Moses. So the mother took the child, weave a basket, and put him in the basket. But you can see on the screen, like the Pharaoh daughter grabbed Moshe. You can see a black baby. I'm not saying this Moses, sorry, but this is the best picture that we can find to show Pharaoh daughter is holding the baby, because even as the father is trying to destroy the child, but in the wisdom of the Most High, even the house of where he want to destroy him, that particular house, Most High make sure that the child will be saved there. So under his wings we find refuge. Yah have a way. The Most High have a way for us to be saved. The Most High have a way for us to be saved. And these two leaders that the Most High sent to come and save us, both like the ones of the Moses one was about after the 400 years of what, in slavery in the land of Egypt, in slavery in the land of Egypt. Then the Father sent Moses or Moshe to come and save our forefathers, or to save the children of Israel, the Hebrews, from the land of Egypt, and took them to the land of promised land, which is the land of Israel. So how about Yeshua? Because we are doing the similarity of being prophet like Moses. Yeshua is prophet like Moses. So as we are doing these two patterns, as we are doing these two men, or the two prophets, we will see the pattern. When you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15 up to 19, you see a prophet like Moses, even Moshe himself said it. And the book of Acts chapter 3:22, you see the book of Acts again chapter 7:37, you see it there. So a prophet like Moshe is very, very important for us to understand that similar I'm not saying Yeshua is Moshe. No, it was not like that. Because Yeshua, we know Moshe have both parents, but Yeshua have just a mother, the Holy Spirit being the Ruha overshadow Maria to have the male child. We know that story if you know your Torah very well or the Tanakh very well. But the key point is like we can see the similarity on both men, and the 400 years is the key point as we are celebrating a year, 400 years, and a year of return. A year of return. A lot of our people are coming back. Coming back like West Africa, going to Ghana, a year of return. So we have to understand and see it as we are celebrating. It's not only the celebration, but what is the key point? What in this celebration, the awakening moment, yeah, did you have something, a message for us? Where the message lie where, and where will I find myself in this situation? Am I leading the right life? Am I doing the right thing? I mean, so many people have so many questions. So that is the reason why we are bringing this teaching today to enlighten us all. And another point that will bring across, both men did fast for 40 days and 40 nights. Moshe fast for 40 days and 40 nights. So we can read, you can take a pen and paper. We have so many quotations that we can give. Exodus chapter 34, verse 28. He did fast 40 days, 40 nights. He met with the Lord Yahweh. He went on the Mount Sinai and did fast. The Torah confirmed it. And when you read the book of Matthew chapter 4, verse 2, Yeshua fast for 40 days and 40 nights too. So both men did fast for 40 days and 40 nights as we keep on going. And another similarity too, but both men spent time on in Egypt. But the life of Moses was born there. So I won't just put it like he spent time there. He did spend time there because he was living there. He was born there. So I would say like a Hebrew that time because they haven't left the land yet. But in case the time of Yeshua was born in the land of what Israel, being northeast of Africa. Well, you can see this in the book of Matthew chapter 2 verse 13. But the Herod the Great was what? Decided after the three wise men, when they decided to what? Destroy the boy child or the baby child from the 2 years old, he have to destroy them, kill them. So you can see the time of Moses there was a bloodshed, and the time of Yeshua there was a bloodshed. These two wicked kings kill young boys or kill babies to destroy this messenger. So we can see the importance of Yah sending a messengers to us. And these messengers have to, these prophets have to save us. And the enemy does it. The devil does not want us to be saved. The devil does not want us to know who we are. So he try hard to prevent these prophets not to what? Be able to be even, they are born all right, but not to be able to grow up. Kill them as they are infant. Then the message is what? Dead. But the Father have a way of what? Saving his people. So we don't have to take things lightly. The message of what? Salvation is very, very pricey. It's very, very pricey. It's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. Unless one understand that salvation is very expensive, we'll take things lightly. No. Just look at the scenario. As Yah have a plan for Moses to save our forefathers and our foremothers. And what Pharaoh was there to what? Destroy this boy. But with the hand of the father, he couldn't. Likewise to Yeshua, the same applies. The time of Yeshua, Herod the Great was there to destroy the man and the boy. But the hand of the Lord again was upon the Lord Yahweh was upon him, so he could not destroy him. It's about salvation. It's about salvation to save us. To save us. So let's continue. We have a map on the screen right now. So this map is showing as Herod tried to destroy the boy or the baby Yeshua. The mother and the father have the mother have a vision, so they took him from the land of Israel to the land of Egypt. So you can see the arrow is pointing south to the Egypt. So like I said always, Israel is in the what northeast of Africa. So they came down to Egypt. They came down to Egypt. I saw one somebody wrote some article and say, what's the difference between the Africans and the Egyptians? I mean, when one said that it's kind of tautology, Egypt is in Africa. Egypt were the Hamites. So now you can see the Arabs there. But when you say what's the difference between the Africans and the Egyptians, I don't know, but it does not sound right. I don't want to spoil today's teaching, so let me move on. So this is what we have on the screen right now. Yeshua was born in Israel, but he spent time in Egypt. He went, Yah said, go. The father have to the father give them the message. The parents, they have to go and hide there till this wicked king is no more there. And they did that. So both men spent time in Egypt. They went hiding in Egypt. One hide in the house of Pharaoh, and one hide in Egypt. Period. We don't have deep information about particular place Yeshua family went and hide. And I'll continue on, like I said, the time of Moshe, when you read Exodus chapter 1, verse 22, the king Pharaoh decided to kill the young men. And the time of Yeshua, Matthew chapter 2, verse 16 to 18, like I said, the king Herod tried to destroy them, destroy all the young boys or the baby, like a year up to a day old, up to 2 years. So the key point will be the Passover, being the 400 years, the Passover. When you read the book of First Chronicles chapter 5:7, and the book of Exodus chapter 12:7, there was something. They both talk about the blood. Yeshua is the Passover lamb in the First Corinthians, and Moses was the Passover, killed the lamb to put on the doorpost, the length in the doorpost. So that's the Passover, celebrate the Passover in the book of Exodus. But this particular Passover, the time of Moshe, was the people when the spirit of death see the doorpost being the bloody, the spirit of death will pass. The spirit of death will pass, so it won't come close to them for anyone to die. The spirit of death have to pass. So again, you see the blood stand for salvation, and that will be the lamb being Yeshua. And when you go to the book of First Corinthians chapter 5:7, again, Yeshua is our Passover lamb. He came to die and save us. It came to that. As we believe in Moshe, as we believe in the ministry of Moshe, we have to believe in the salvation of Yeshua. We have to believe in the salvation of Yeshua. That is the reason why we are doing these teachings. The salvation. Yeshua is a prophet. Moses or Moshe said, the Lord Yahweh will bring a prophet, or he will raise a prophet like me, Moses or Moshe. So this is what we are doing. And again, as we believe in the ministry of Moshe, we have to believe in the ministry of Yeshua and accept him as our Lord and personal Savior. I said something about the 400 years. The 400 years time, the Father sent Moses to go and save our people, our forefathers and our foremothers. Now we are in 400 years now. Yeshua came, and he'll come back. He came and gone. He is coming back again. So now our time, 400 years that we are celebrating the celebration of the 400 years, is awakening time. Now we are realizing, we know, a lot of us, even we don't know we are the people, but now it's awakening remnant, awakening time. So we are realizing. So as we are realizing that we are the people of the Most High, that means we have to accept Yeshua. Because 400 years, as we are doing the party, you can do your own research. 400 years came. Yeshua saved his people from the land of Egypt. And again, this time, this year 2019 is what 400, as we are in the 400 years of the slavery that came. Again, we have to realize that history is what is being fulfilled. The story is what is being fulfilled. And fulfillment is Yeshua. Fulfillment is Christ. Fulfillment is what Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Fulfillment is Yeshua of Nazareth. So we need to be understanding as we accept him as our Lord and personal Savior. We need to understand. We need to have that key point. 400 years, he is the seal of the 400 years. As Moshe was the seal of the 400 years then, Yeshua is the seal of the 400 years now. The Passover lamb, he is the Passover lamb. So we have to understand. You can't do anything. A lot of people are trying to accept or awakening and had nothing to do with Yeshua. Why? Because Yeshua, they have pictures, they have movies, and Yeshua is a white man. They can't stand a white man being hatred and all that. No. If you believe that Yeshua is a white man and you can't stand a white man, then you have issue going on. Yeshua is not a white man. Yeshua was not a white man at all. So we need to be awakening from the lies to the truth. We have a picture on the screen right now. In this particular picture, two pictures that we put it together. It's like we brought Moses the time the Pharaoh daughter took him from the river Nile. This one we have Yeshua with his parents from the manger. Again, I'm not preaching Christmas at all, so pardon me, forgive me. But I'm preaching the Passover lamb. I'm preaching the prophets like Moses, and I'm preaching the 400 years of awakening. 400 years of awakening. So we can see the baby Yeshua that the parents is holding. The Torah or the Tanakh confirm, the Bible confirm clearly that he was born in the manger. He was born in the manger. So that is the reason why we have this picture on the screen right now. Let's continue. We'll read in the book of Hebrews Numbers chapter 12 verse 3. It confirmed that this Moses was a meek man, unique man, a meek. When the Torah, the words of Yah say meek, the humble person, upon the riches of Moses, he rejected everything and came out from the house of Pharaoh to do the will of the Father. He came out to do the will of the Father. So you can see how one have to pay price for our salvation. One have to pay price for our salvation. Then when you read the book of Hebrews chapter 11, 26, 27, Yeshua did pay a price. Riches, when you have to say rich, material thing is nothing, because he is the Son of God. He left everything, the kingdom, heavenly kingdom, and came down to obey the Father, and came down to respond to the call that the Father called him, that my son go and save my people. So we have to understand that it take effort and obedience and humility to respond to the Father, and it's a price paying. It's not easy. Yeshua have to leave his comfort zone to come and save us. Moshe have to leave his comfort zone. The comfort zone Moshe will be the time he was in the house of Pharaoh, being a prince of Egypt. That was his name. Prince of Egypt. He was living in the palace, Pharaoh's house. So he was a prince of Egypt, a prince. And even there will be a time then that even if the Pharaoh is not there, he will become a prince or a king of Egypt. But he refused, he rejected, he denied for his people, for the sake of his people, for the sake of the message of the Most High. Yeshua did the same thing. Don't think it's easy for Yeshua to come, to reject everything, to reject his kingship, to be rejected as like him being a God, a son of God, to become a human, a chastised. He went through a lot for you and I to have a salvation. It was not easy at all. It was not easy at all. So we need to repent. Salvation is the key. Let's read. We'll read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18. Read from 15 up to 19.
The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy God in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And the Lord said unto me, They have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass, that whosoever will not hearken unto my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet...
Deuteronomy chapter 18, 15 up to 19. We have the confirmation. The Lord himself will raise a prophet like unto Moses. So this is very, very important for us to understand that the will of the Father for us to be saved. The will of the Father for us to be saved. As we did the similarity of the Yeshua being a prophet and Moses being a prophet and being the Passover lamb and the blood that Moses share. They fast 40 days each. Men fast for 40 days. And the time of their birth were a wicked king that would pursue them to destroy them for the sake of what? You being saved. The enemy does not want you to be saved. Then he pursued to destroy Moses when he was young, because he doesn't want our forefathers and our foremothers to be saved from the hand of the wicked king being Pharaoh. But Yahweh, he did save them. And the time of Yeshua have to come and teach and preach the message for us to hear, for him to be a way, only path, only truth for us to what? Follow. So now, as we are awakening from our long sleep, we need to what? Be reminded of ourselves that Yeshua is the only way, the truth, and the life. No one go to the Father except through him. So again, with the time of Yeshua, the enemy did not want us to what? Have this reference, have this unique memory. Salvation is the key. So both men came to save after 400 years. After 400 years of the children of Israel in Egypt, Yahweh called Moses to go and save his people. And now, after 400 years of enslaving of the children of Israel being Hebrews, now Yeshua is coming to save us. So one have to accept him first. Please, salvation is the key. I'll end here with my message. I pray that you have the understanding and the centerpiece will be clear to you. May Yah bless you. May Yah bless you. The word of the day, Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. It says, Seek the Father, but seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim and his righteousness, and all other things shall be added unto you. May Yah bless you. I'm so grateful for everyone that watches my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for sharing the videos. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. In Yeshua's name. Shalom, everyone. Bye-bye.